So question 4, this is the big one, the chunky one. Again, we are thinking about both source A and source B together. There are a couple of steps, a couple of stages that we need to take. We are talking firstly about the writer's perspectives, so their point of view and their feelings. Okay, so generally speaking, about their experiences at sea. There are different areas you could have focused on here within that, but generally speaking, we need to talk about how they feel. That's your first step, your first goal. What does the writer of source A feel about his experience? And on the other hand, compare. What does the writer of source B feel? The next step, the next stage to that, then, you can see in the bullet points, we need to think about the method. So how, that's the how part, does that writer convey or get across their point of view and feelings? So don't be thrown off by that language. Methods, what do? Everything they've done is done for a reason. It's done on purpose. So we just need to pick that out and identify what they've done on purpose to get their point of view across, okay? And again, build up our answers using, relevant quotes. If we're using irrelevant quotes that don't actually show what we're trying to talk about, it's not going to help you. So thinking about structuring your answer, we start off with one of the texts, source A. What does that writer think? Give an example, back it up, okay? Take your time. Tell me what effect it has. So if they've said a certain thing or got something across to you in a certain way, what's that going to tell us? What's that going to tell us about his experiences and how that writer is feeling? Okay, we could use the writer uses a particular method such as tone or describing characters or describing the setting. But again, you need to go that bit further. What does it suggest? What does it tell us? What does it make us think about their experiences? But we can't do this in isolation. Again, we need to then go that step further and we need to repeat that and compare it to source B. So again, what does the other writer think about their experience? We need that kind of connecting phrase or word here that shows the comparison between source A and source B. But then we also need to follow the same steps. We need to give an example and we need to then go further and discuss, what has the writer done here? What have they done on purpose? What are they trying to do to make us, understand their experience? So there's a lot of things that you could have talked about. You could have talked about, one writer feeling very complacent or one being very calm. You could have talked about the sense of isolation of being very, very lonely in source A, whereas in source B, the writer had lots of other people around. Again, the feelings of fear. This is one that people really did pick up on, was the feelings of fear. And again, sort of things like desperation and panic. A lot of people were picking up on those. There's different, lots of different methods you could talk about. There's just a few there potentially here, but things that we've worked on in class were very evident. We could talk about the atmosphere, the tone that was created by the words the writer has used. And a lot of people were remembering this and focusing on this from when they worked on tone and atmosphere with Lisa. But again, there's lots of different things you could have commented on. This list here is not the whole list. So again, we're sort of in that borderlands. We need to be moving up from level 2 and into level 3. So what a lot of students were doing, they were picking out relevant details. If they weren't quite as relevant as they could be to the point you were trying to make, you would have sort of held yourself back into sort of level 2. If you were just starting to show me sort of some of the ideas and making some comparisons, we would have sort of been sitting in this level 2 band. But what we needed to be doing, we needed to be comparing those ideas again in a really clear way. Think about that examiner, make it as clear for them as you possibly can. Tell them word by word, what did the writer feel? What did they do to get those feelings across? Give me the example. What does it make you think?